Hey everyone, it's Raj from 3CB Performance. Today's topic is Milwaukee Bucks guard Malcolm Brogdon, who has been out for nearly 8 weeks after suffering a quote-unquote minor plantar fascia tear in his right foot on March 15th. Currently, he's really close to returning as he's been scrimmaging 5v5 in Bucks practices. If the Bucks were struggling in the Celtics series, he might even be back already. But the question naturally becomes, will he be the same player when he gets back? From an injury standpoint, he'll actually be even better than he was mid-season. That seems counterintuitive, so let me explain. Brogdon had been dealing with lingering right foot pain all season. His plantar fascia would get sore and irritated, also known as plantar fasciitis or plantar fasciopathy. The plantar fascia is a connective tissue on the bottom of the foot that runs from the heel to each of the 5 toes. It has 3 different slips: lateral, central, and medial, with the latter most commonly irritated, and each have 2 compartments, superficial and deep. It's all up in the foot. For that reason, it plays a critical role in multiple foot functions and takes on a lot of stress. Whenever you come onto the ball of your foot, whether that's during walking, running, jumping, etc., the plantar fascia goes taut and helps stabilize the foot. This is known as the windlass mechanism. Further, it helps stabilize the foot's arch during all movements and accordingly takes a lot of stress off your foot's plantar ligaments, smaller intrinsic and extrinsic muscles, while placing the foot in a better position for those muscles to operate efficiently. Additionally, the plantar fascia also helps transfer what's known as quote-unquote elastic energy, which is a key piece of efficient movement. The tissue compresses and expands like a spring to create a passive recoil effect, similar to the Achilles tendon. In other words, the plantar fascia is extremely important and takes on a lot of responsibility during basketball. For example, the plantar fascia takes up to 4 times your body weight while jumping. In Brogdon's case, who was first dealing with the fascia being irritated, there's no real reprieve during the season as that tissue continues to be irritated with increased tightness. However, once that fascia actually tore, it benefited him in 2 key ways. Firstly, tearing of the plantar fascia mechanically alleviates the tightness that often develops in chronic plantar fasciitis, and it creates a more significant healing response from the body, similar to how the body responds to a grade 1 MCL tear versus a grade 2 MCL tear. Secondly, it gave him time away from basketball to be able to get out in front of the injury rather than just trying to slog through it. These past 8 weeks not only give him time to heal, but it's very likely that the Bucks medical staff is also working on alleviating other factors which may have contributed to the original plantar fasciitis in the first place. For example, one of the most common things you see with basketball players is limited dorsiflexion of the ankle. When the ankle can't dorsiflex through the needed range of motion, the middle part of the foot, the midfoot, has to compensate and over-rotate. That puts excess torque and stress on the plantar fascia. For these reasons, players who have chronic plantar fascia issues will often undergo what's known as a plantar fasciotomy, in which a surgeon cuts that medial slip of the plantar fascia and then they'll rehab back to full on-court activities. The outcomes are very good. Brogdon's partial tear was nature's version of that procedure. You combine that with the very methodical nature of his rehab and the Bucks having the luxury of not having to rush him back, and you have a player who physically will be better off than he was during the season. Of course, he'll still have to reacclimate to in-game mental and physical fitness, which can never be replicated off the court, but overall, adding an injury and pain-free Brogdon back to this Bucks team firing on all cylinders is a scary thought for the remaining playoff teams. That does it for this video. You can always find me on Instagram or Twitter at 3CB Performance. My goal is to provide you with in-depth, thoughtful, and evidence-based information. So like, comment, share, and sub to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate your time. 3CB out.